that I get to share these stories with you. And hopefully if somebody listens to this and they're in a similar situation, it made a change, or it made a difference, or it made you feel not alone. Because at the end of the day, I think that's what a lot of these struggles make you feel like. It makes you feel isolated. It makes you feel like, I'm alone. I'm going through this shitty thing. Nobody can understand me. Nobody understand me. Trust me, there's a ton of people that can understand you.
Sweet Derek, are we live?
We are live, coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the Naturals Pod.
Last time I'll be sitting up in this chair. Welcome to this episode of the Naturals Podcast. As always, respectfully, I'm Uncle Kyle. Seated next to me, Sweet Derek, the producer.
What's up, guys?
So, this is an eventful pod for many reasons. We will be saying goodbye to our initial pod room that we are sitting in right now, the beloved office. May it forever live in glory. We might even have to take a picture of this and throw it up on the wall in the new studio.
Yeah, it treated us well, and we've been, on this great journey, and love everybody that's been watching it. And we got this little office, but we have a sick setup now.
Yeah,
a legit studio. We can't wait to share it with you guys. It's going to be the first Monday in November. We are stoked.
Yeah, we are very, very excited. The sign's coming along, by the way, so you will see the sign.
Yes.
We aren't leaving that behind. So I'm going to start it off with since we are in October and it's spooky season, horror season, and I'm just making a correlation and making it gross season. Would you rather have to drink in reverse or eat in reverse?
Whoa, dude.
And I'm trying to phrase this without getting too graphic.
Yeah.
But it feels like I'm going to have to go there, okay? So would you rather have to drink through your dick?
Hold on. Oh, okay. Because I was like drinking
mouth,
reverse. So I was like, what? How do you even do
eat
that? In
up
butt.
your ass.
In your butt. Okay. I don't know where you got this question, dude.
I was thinking about it in the shower, and I was like,
how high were
people
you?
are not at
None,
all.
'cause
Sober October. Sober October.
But I'm saying that means you just have the mind unlocked of a weed smoker, because that is a weed question.
Could
dude.
be. Answer the question, Derek. Because how awkward would it be being on like a public transit
Now,
and you go,
the question,
time
though,
to take a drink.
The question, though, is the pain involved with that scenario as well.
And then you just go like this.
No, dude.
So you want to eat up your butt.
No, but I'm saying, is the pain involved? Is it
There's
a pain
no
thing, or
pain.
there's no
It's
pain?
literally just you're doing
Okay.
a reverse entry with food and or drink.
Because I would say the pee hole would be more painful than the butthole as far as pain-wise.
So I'm going to tell you something right now, people, okay? About 6 years ago, I had a kidney stone that was 10 millimeters. If you don't know what 10 millimeters is, I would say go get a ruler, but we live in America. Find a measuring stick, a meter stick. There you go. Look at 10 millimeters. Anybody who's ever worked on a car knows probably about that big, like a giant marble.
Damn.
And
Don't they usually laser that shit out?
oh, they lasered this one out because I was definitely not shooting that out of my no, like it wasn't happening.
Yeah.
Before the procedure, the urologist had to go get a look at that. Okay. They don't put you to sleep for this, Derek. There's a camera, a thin camera, not thin enough, that goes up your urethra.
No, wait, you don't go to sleep for this?
No. I will also mention, some people say I'm a hypochondriac, but I don't really see it that way. I'm just very health conscious, and I want to make sure nothing scary is going on. But I had something going on with my throat, and the ear, nose, and throat doctor went with the camera through my nose.
Yeah, I've heard of that before.
That was that, and,
probably
and it wasn't that bad. It was uncomfortable, but it wasn't that bad. So when I went to do the urologist thing,
I don't like this, dude.
my mother, bless her, she was a nurse for many, many years, and I loved my mom, and she was kind of my healthcare advocate. So I would ask her to come along with me anytime I went to these appointments, because if there was something I didn't understand, boom, I had my mom right there, medical expert, to tell me what was going on, and to also ask the doctor pertinent questions. She knew I wasn't going to enjoy the dick cam, so
Did they at least numb it?
Well, so here's the thing. They had prescribed me like one pill of whatever, some kind of something to just to knock me out or whatever. I didn't think that was going to be quite enough. So I also took a half pint of rum and poured some Coke in it, and I drank that and took the pill. Don't do this at home, children. I did survive.
Oh, so you don't even
clearly.
take the pill in the office. You take it at home.
Oh, yeah. I was getting prepared before I got there. So I did. My mother drove, clearly, because that was a responsible thing. We get in there, right? I get in the room, and I undress. I put the gown on. Then, just the weirdest shit, when they put that little thing that has the square over it, doesn't necessarily have to be here. For me, it was here. But, like, you know, if they're, like doing a biopsy or something, they're trying to keep the area sterile. I would assume that's what it's for.
Okay.
So anyways, they put the little drape over Mr. Midnight, and the medical assistant put iodine just all over my unit, and my mom's sitting there.
Hot?
Not relevant to the story, but yes, she was attractive, and no, I was not in the mood to become aroused.
I know. Nobody is in that moment. That's funny.
I mean, if anything, in that moment, you really do, because you could be like proud, like, boom, look at it. Like, but it was a turtle, man. It was cold in there. There were so many reasons. I was like, I'm not trying to impress anybody.
No, of course not. I'm just fucking.
So she gets me prepped. The doctor comes in and he goes, hey, so we're trying a new camera. We just got a new camera. Would it be all right if the reps came in to watch us use it?
No.
And me on one pill of whatever it was,
dude.
and the rum and Coke was like, welcome to the show. And mom's in the corner of the room just going, oh, dear God. Oh, no.
So the pill got you. It did its job.
So I had to have this done twice. But on this event, you know, even though I was happy fun times, the second he's like getting ready to insert the camera, I'm like, oh no, this is going to be terrible. It wasn't bad. It was uncomfortable. And the only thing, ladies, I don't know what your equivalent of this would be, but for men, it literally felt like I really had to pee very bad, and someone was just holding their thumb over the tip.
Ooh, I don't like that though.
Yeah.
That's a terrible feeling.
It wasn't painful. It was just uncomfortable.
Yeah,
like I just felt like I was like, get this thing out of me. And it sucked. He looked at the shit. We scheduled the surgery. They went in, they shot it with a laser. I pissed blood for like 5 days, which was concerning, but apparently normal in this scenario. And then before he did the surgery, he was like, there's two options here. I can either put a stent in, because basically what happened is the stone was so big it came out of my ureter from my kidney and it just buried itself in the wall of my bladder. I love how we're doing an anatomy lesson in this pod, but it's fitting for the last one in the office. So it buried itself in my bladder, so I wasn't going to pass it no matter what. But I mean, this thing was a rock. Like, there was no way I was pissing this thing out.
Shred
Absolutely
the
not,
up, dude. If you tried to get it out.
I can't even. I'd give me the laser and the cameras over that. I wouldn't even want to try that. So he was like, okay, so I'm going to have to put a stent in the ureter because that area is very inflamed from that large stone coming out. The pain when that thing was coming out the kidney, woo! I wouldn't even wish that on my worst enemy. It was
I've heard it's the worst pain for a man. Like,
oh my
similar
God,
to like
dude.
Pregnancy for women, because I heard that's fucking crazy.
You know what?
So I heard
if that, I'm not going to do it, but if that's pregnancy pain, here's the hat. I'm taking it off for you ladies, because holy shit.
I've heard that comparison before.
Oh my God. I would never shit talk a woman giving birth because it was
But now
terrible.
to your question, dude, it might surprise you. I'm going butt. I'm eating in my butt. Because it's
You're going to be having a lot of private meals, or you get to eat secretly. You just like throw a
it's
blanket
a little
over
more
yourself.
Hidden thing, and I could just go, that was delightful.
But I mean, also with the dong, you could get like special pants that has like a bladder in it, and just have a straw like pre-hooked up, and you're good to go.
You're just drinking.
The negative side to that is you now have to pee and shit out of your mouth. Nobody's gonna watch this fucking pod. This is how we test our fandom to see if you guys are really sticking around when we just go full gross on you.
Oh, dude.
So,
but the thing is the interesting though, real quick before just the one last thing is, if that was normal, like penises wouldn't be strange. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but in this scenario, we're assuming it's not normal.
I thought you said like everybody's doing
no,
that.
No. I would have led with in a society, but that doesn't make the question fun because then it's just everybody's doing it.
Okay. Oh,
if everybody's
damn.
doing it, it's not cool. So, I mean, it's not cool either way. So anyways, he's got to put a stent in my ureter, and he goes, you have two options. I could put a string on it, and it'll come out of your pee hole, and you can pull it out yourself in 2 weeks, or I'll put it in and you come back in and I'll take it out. I let him take it out. Like, fuck that. I was like, I'm not going to have a scenario in which I'm trying to pull this thing out and the string comes off of the thing, and then I'm coming to see you anyway, so I'll see you in 2 weeks,
like
Doc.
Freaking Rambo and just
If you've been on the socials, you've seen me wax my nose hairs, and like but I feel like in that scenario, like ripping it is not the play.
Especially with your manhood, I want a doctor doing it, dude, just in case you're right, something weird happens or something gets stuck in there, dude, and now you're like, oh god.
Funny aside, we're going to Gross Town. I don't give a fuck. Funny aside, I have a friend who has this thing with his urethra. I'm just like, we did shit 2 weeks ago, and now we're doing we're hitting all the high notes, dude. Next we'll be talking about dandruff and athlete's foot. So he has this thing where he grows scar tissue on the inside, and it is a recurring thing. And the urologist told him, we can fix it permanently, but your dick will be a little shorter, or you're just going to have to get this done every 5 years. And he has had it done 3 times, Derek.
No, fuck that, dude. I'm taking a shorter dick.
Right?
Unless it's like micro already.
Now, I've seen a lot of no homo, I've seen a lot of my friends' dicks over the years.
Not showing it.
I mean, maybe I have. But anyways.
Oh, dude.
I'm sneaky.
Yeah.
But, you know, I gotta assume that he's got a regular dick. I mean, I don't know. I'm with you, dude. I'm team like fix it.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with that. That just seems like
it's not that important to me.
Like, I got to do this again, you know?
And it's horrible. And it's horrible.
It's probably a miserable surgery, dude. I'm just taking one time and I'm moving on. I'm not trying to be a porn star, dude. Just fucking whatever, dude.
Yeah. I mean, my dick's regular, so it would be fine. It would
dude,
be
we're regular dick bros.
Yeah, but bang it. Boom. So, another topic. I'd rather talk about dicks than this next one, but I just can't avoid it, dude. It has been every other fucking article and every other post on Instagram is about say it.
Jada Pinkett Smith.
There it is. Bang. So if you are as sick
so
of hearing about this woman as I am, and to be truthful with you guys, I legitimately, Derek and I spoke about this.
That bitch.
Oh yeah, she's a terrible person. This is a gutter human being. Like just this is the epitome of somebody who prioritizes their happiness over everything. I mean, even the kids, which they're a couple of goofy fuckers too, but they're like, wow, I really wish our mother wasn't just dragging our father across broken glass and heroin needles in the street and letting everybody watch. Like, it's just fucking insane to me. But Derek and I talked about this, and I couldn't stomach to read her book. I don't want to support her by buying her book, because I almost thought about buying her book and buying his book, which I've read some. I don't know if you've heard some excerpts from his book where he's talking about during the Fresh Prince days, he was getting so much pussy that he would throw up. Weird stuff, Derek.
I haven't read that. That is weird. I just think she's a terrible person. And also, like, you're Will Smith, dude. Like, why are you still with her? Like, what are you doing? Like, how much of a cuck do you have to be to still be with this chick? And the one thing that was interesting, shout out to the Golden Hours, another podcast that I love with Brendan Schaub, Chris D'Elia, Eric Griffin.
Yeah.
They were slightly talking about it. And one of the points they were making, and I just kind of want to ask your opinion on this, is they thought that this might make Will Smith look better. At least one of them did.
What would make
like Jada Pinkett Smith like shitting on her husband and stuff like that would make you feel sympathy now for Will Smith. I don't agree with that.
No. And I have multiple theories about this, Derek. My first one is, and there are strange fucking people out there, dude. Like, and I can't explain it or even begin to comprehend how these people go about tying their fucking shoes in the morning, but there is a part of me that believes maybe he likes it. Maybe there is some part of it where she has just twisted his mind. Maybe. And because, I mean, that's a mind fucker. Have you seen that trailer for Diablo 4? This is so fucking random, but the dudes are like raiding a crypt and they're like, come on, run, and they're getting chased by monsters.
Yeah, I think
and they all like put blood on the ground, and then one of the guys turned into a demon, and they summon like this giant like female like Satan. That's her. Boom. From the blood gates of hell. That's her. That's
Dude,
her.
she's a succubus,
Put a picture
bro.
up right here, dude.
She's a
Absolutely.
succubus. And the thing that's
Terrible
crazy is like
person.
there's like multiple. I mean, there's so many, dude. We could do a whole podcast about this if I'm being honest. But there was a video too where like she's just filming him without even telling him, and he's like, "Can you not do this to me?" Like it was like looked like they were having a real conversation, maybe an argument. He's like, "Can you not just put me on camera?" And then she's like, "You see what I gotta deal with?
Yeah.
You see?" And it's just like, oh,
Well,
you're just the worst human being like on earth.
I mean, I will say, I still do feel bad for the guy because.
Yeah, but also now knowing that he slapped Chris Rock fucking for a woman that's like, I'm not even married to him anymore.
Well,
like, what
that
are you
was
doing?
to save face. Well, no, because at that point, there were whisperings of the fact that they were not essentially
Separated,
together anymore.
Yeah.
And it had all come out, the entanglement thing, and her fucking that August Alsina guy who's friends with the son Jaden and shit. Did you hear about all this?
I did.
It's just impossible to get away from all this.
She always talks about Tupac still. Let it go.
Yeah. But, you know, for me, and I know Sweet Derek agrees with this, Will Smith was like a huge part of my childhood.
Yeah.
His movies and anybody you asked prior to this, you're like, he just seems like a great guy.
Like
super
this
cool.
is the sad thing is when you think of Will Smith, like when you used to think of him, you'd think like Men in Black, Bad Boys, like fucking amazing.
Wild
actor and
Wild
shit.
West, which
Wild
was a
Wild
stinker
West.
at the box
Yeah.
office, but I love that
enjoyed
movie.
It. Now you think,
Shout out Kevin Kline.
cringe, falling apart,
Yeah.
slapping someone on stage. Cuck fucking person
And all of
Career
the
ruined.
and all the social media shit. Like, so it came out that she warned him, or essentially just told him, like, get ready because I'm going on a press tour, so
Did
this is
you
going to
see the
suck
video where
for
he's
you.
still defending her, Kyle? This is where I'm just like, I don't understand. Dude, you're Will Smith. Like,
Okay, so
what?
on to my second theory. Theory 1, he likes it. Theory 2, he has something so deep and dark in his past that she knows that would just be a fucking game ender for him. Game ender. That is like her ultimate token, and all she has to do is hold his balls up in the little satin bag that they're in and go, look what I got. Do you want it to be over?
maybe. I mean,
but at this point, if she's taking you this far, you need to just pull the pin and
No, I
go,
know,
do it,
dude.
bitch, and just
you
jump
could
on that
get,
grenade.
Like, he's Will Smith, man. If he just like a couple months, he could find other chicks or even probably be happy alone. Like, dude, he's still Will Smith.
Then that's the other thing is I feel like he's probably been fucking other women. Like, I mean, he'd be a fool not to be for 7 years. You
I
don't
think he's admitted to it anyways.
Yeah, you think he hasn't fucked
so
another
he's not
woman?
a perfect person either. Like the whole
I'm not saying he
situation's
isn't.
fucked.
No. He in that right, he absolutely gets a pass with what she's doing.
No, that's
it's not
true.
even
I
a
guess
shame
that's
on
it.
him type of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Fuck
that's
that.
true.
Fuck
but
that.
just,
Fuck
but just
her, dude.
don't be with her though. Also,
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense.
doesn't make
That's
sense.
why I'm saying there's something that nobody knows about that's between the two of them. She fucking interviewed him on the internet, Derek, after she went and fucked a young man, and everybody knows about it. And you could just tell he was sitting there on the verge of just a breakdown.
No, I think he
just a
has
sobbing.
cried. I think he has
guaranteed.
cried on those things.
He looked like he cried before they fucking filmed that.
Yeah, but also like the last thing I could throw out at you is just maybe he's just been with her for so long that he just doesn't want change, man. That is a thing. When you're with someone for so long, dude, you just don't see another way to get out of that, and you're just like, I'm just gonna deal with this. I'm already. It's been 20 years or whatever, and I'm just whatever. That's also terrible. But
what a fucking prison.
I know.
What a prison.
It actually sounds
to be
miserable. It's
in.
funny because you think his life would be amazing, but I'm like, this sounds like a living nightmare every day, dude. If I had to deal with her, she is a succubus, just like you said, bro. Demon from hell, bro.
But you know, I gotta speak to the people directly on this one because you saying that brings up a very good point. And honestly, to be truthful with you guys, being sober this month has made me realize a lot of things about myself.
Proud of you, buddy.
Thank you. I love you, buddy. You know, I full disclosure, fuck it. I'm gonna get into it. I had a terrible relationship. She wasn't on Jada level, but I had a terrible relationship in my early 20s. She came from a wealthy family. She had money herself, which I'm not going to get into all of that. She had a pain management doctor, and she was heavily addicted to pills and opiates and stuff. And before I started dating her, I would, you know, on the weekends go out and have some drinks. And that's pretty much it. Like, we're not drinking during the week. When I started dating her, that's when I started drinking every fucking day, Derek. And it was just a very, very dark period of my life. But at the time, I mean, I was working at Lowe's and I really wasn't doing nothing. So if ever there was a time to go through all this shit, that was it.
Damn, so you're dealing with shit at your work and then shit in a relationship.
Yeah, and
double whammy of shit.
To the point of the Will Smith shit, like her and I had a history. I had known her since middle school. We had kind of kept in touch throughout the years, and then, you know, essentially got together and had this relationship. I quickly learned how fucked up she was, but we had a history, and I really cared for her, and I didn't. I don't know. It's
so
like
it's kind of similar situation. You were miserable, but you decided to stay in the relationship. This is what I'm saying with him, kind of.
But Derek, please don't draw parallel lines. I love you, buddy, but let me get the whole story out.
Okay.
But to your point, yes, a little bit, yes. You know, I wanted to take care of her, and to be honest with you, my family fucking hated her. Like, they could see what a mess she was, but, you know, they didn't want to overstep their boundaries and go, you need to leave her and all this stuff, and they let it play out. And fortunately, nothing terrible happened. And I could do an entire podcast about this shitty relationship with this crazy bitch. A funny aside, when my mother passed, you know, there was a lot of people that reached out, people that I didn't necessarily speak to regularly, but friends that I had over the years and people that I would occasionally see. She messaged me, sorry to hear about your mom, and I was just like, we are not cool and we are not friends. Like,
is that the first time you've heard from her, like, in since like a long
years,
time?
Dude.
So it
years.
is kind of like a weird random.
And it's like,
too.
yeah, why are you doing a pop in now?
Yeah.
Like, you and I are not friends. We dated years ago. It's like, I hadn't heard from this bitch in a decade, Derek. Like, it's just insane to me that she thought that, oh, now's the time where I'm going to say something to him.
Yeah.
So anyways, she thought it'd be a good idea to message me and send me condolences. And because I'm bitter and I accept responsibility for like the way that I've lived my life and the way that I've carried myself, but she opened doors that I didn't need opened. And I don't wish her the best. I don't wish her the worst. I just want her away from me. I don't want to talk to her. So she thought it would be a good idea to message me. And I messaged her back, you can keep your sorry because my mother fucking hated you. And don't ever, ever, ever contact me again. 100%, dude. Right to her face. Bing! Right in her face.
She made you that miserable. Yeah, but this is my thing. Like, Will Smith, grow some balls. I don't understand it. You made a good point, dude. Maybe she knows something about him. But the thing is crazy is because she's saying in my book, just wait and see what I say. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I really,
dropping bombs.
I'm
in her
also,
book,
I also wasn't trying to circle back
Yeah.
to this. I was getting into like kind of a deep personal thing. She's terrible. Some women are terrible. Some men are terrible.
Correct. Yeah.
So, anyways, sorry, not to cut you off, but
No,
I
you're
mean, I'm
good,
kind of
dude. You're
like
moving
I
on,
was going down a different path, and
we'll get away
I'm
from
trying to
the
talk about Sober October and everything, dude. It pisses me off too.
Copy,
I
yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
I got
hate her. The Natural
boiled
Podcast
blood for
hater.
days for this.
Natty Nation, let us know how you feel too.
Yeah, weigh in on this in the comments. I just feel like if anybody defends her, good luck to you. We are going to go nuclear in the comments and try not to get banned. But anyways, you know, her and I dated. I acquired this terrible drinking habit, and you know, in dealing with her and all of her crazy shit, it was easy to just do that, to forget about all the terrible things that were going on. She cheated on me multiple times. She put me through some scary shit, man, that I don't feel like reliving, but it's like, you know, it was not good.
Like scary, at least can you like hint kind of like life-threatening scary, or like a situation where you're worried
she nearly killed us in her car multiple times,
like car accident type shit because she's fucked up. Okay, yeah.
One time we were gambling at the Suncoast, and we were on opposite ends of the table. We were playing craps, and she somehow figured out that these guys next to her had Coke. Maybe they were like, "Hey, Blondie, we got Coke. You want to do some Coke?"
I know this story.
She goes and does Coke with them, and then, what a gal. And then,
Jesus
essentially,
Christ.
I got into it with these guys, and they threatened me, and I was like, good luck, bitch, I'm leaving. To which she later tried to gaslight me and go, you're the bad person for leaving me there.
Cool,
She
doing coke with other
was
dudes in the
horrible.
bathroom.
I don't give a
Piece of
fuck.
shit.
I'll name her. Allie, if you ever see this, fuck you. You are just a garbage ass bitch, dude. You are like a junior Jada. Now, I did hear that she got into recovery. I think she has like kids and shit now, and hopefully she's doing well. But she took me through.
Oh man, I'm not trying to be a dickhead, but this is the people. It's just like not everybody needs to have kids, man. I'm just being honest.
Guaranteed.
Like, this is why we need to kind of decide certain people.
If that made her get to a better life, then cool. But it's just like, to my point, I wanted to get away from her. So, anyways, I was working this terrible job at Lowe's. I was really trying to like find myself, and it's like she opened this door to drinking just being an escape from having to deal with shit and having to be depressed and feel bad about things. And I will be honest with everybody. I dealt with this shit for years, even up until recently. And to be perfectly honest, I did AA multiple times. Here's the thing. And there might be some people that are in recovery who will just go, this guy's wrong. And you know what? You're entitled to say that, but I'm allowed to speak on my own life and make my own decisions. And to that point, like just being sober this period of time, I've been super productive. I've been jamming out on the studio, and I've just been killing it and just doing all these other things. And it's just made me realize, man, I could just be keeping myself busy and doing things that are good for me and just dealing with the shit and going, you know what? I don't feel good. I'm not necessarily the happiest person, but we are advancing. We are going forward. And it's been way better.
Good, dude.
But it's tough. I mean, to people that struggle with that, anything, depression, drinking, drug use. I mean, my message is it ain't over until you decide it's over and you give up. Like you have to.
Yeah, and some people deserve second chances too. I'm not necessarily speaking on her, but everyone's I think deserves a second chance, especially if you're dealing with addiction and shit like that.
Correct.
Too, you know what I mean?
Correct.
So.
I mean,
some people cross lines.
Yeah,
there
are exceptions to that,
saying,
but I'd like to say the majority of those people are good people
correct,
who got in a bad way. And the point that I'm trying to get at is you need to grab the fucking reins and do something about it. You can't sit around and go, my life would be better if XYZ happened, and things that are just totally out of your control. You have to do it. Life is not always going to be fun. It is going to suck sometimes. You need to learn how to navigate that without, because that for me, that was giving up, and I did it for the longest time. And I had periods where I would go and I wouldn't drink as much, but then again, there were also periods of time where I was drinking every day. And trust me, I mean, if you saw the fucking marijuana challenge, and yeah. I mean, with the drinks, it's the same. Like I have a very high tolerance, you know. I'm Irish German,
dude. You're
so
a tank,
built
man. You handle
in
like
the
a
fucking
tank.
blood.
Yeah, that was
dog.
impressive, dude. Yeah.
Like I can handle my shit, but that's not an excuse to say, oh, you know, well, I'm not taking it to the limit, because honestly, I've never. I mean, you've seen me get shit faced before, but for the most part, I think you could agree, I'm not somebody who was like getting like staggering blackout drunk or somebody you have to go, now I got to take care of this motherfucker.
You'd always get
make
drunk,
sure
but
he
you
gets
never
home
got
safe.
so annihilated that you couldn't like take care of yourself in the sense where like you had to be dragged out.
Yeah,
can't
you're
walk,
not the guy.
You're not the guy in the chair and, you know, on the strip or whatever that party too hard at the pool.
Just somebody just and they
yeah.
got like puke running down their shirt.
Yeah.
But you know, but to that point, like I'm not using it as an excuse. Like, oh, it wasn't that bad. Like, no, I am now realizing that I need to make changes in my life, and this could be one of them. But like the scary thing for me is, it's so easy to fall back into a pattern of behavior. So if I go, it's okay for me to have a couple of drinks now because I've been a good boy and I didn't drink for a month and shit, like, where does it end? You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of like, I'm not trying to get, I was not planning on getting that deep in this podcast, but I mean, we're going there. Fuck it. I feel comfortable. I think we have a great audience. I'm really glad that I get to share these stories with you. And hopefully if somebody listens to this and they're in a similar situation, it made a change, or it made a difference, or it made you feel not alone. Because at the end of the day, I think that's what a lot of these struggles make you feel like. It makes you feel isolated. It makes you feel like I'm alone. I'm going through this shitty thing. Nobody can understand me. Nobody understand me. Trust me. There's a ton of people that can understand you. And I would encourage people, you know, support groups, things like that. It's not my thing. For me, I am very self-driven. Like I like to accomplish things Not necessarily on my own, because with the podcast, I mean, shit, you know what? Right here, I'm just going to give my boy his flowers. I could not do this shit without Derek.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Yeah.
He
Likewise, dude.
has put in so much work, and we are just such a good team. And this isn't something where I can go, this is mine, and this is something that I did. Like, no, this is something that we did. Like, he is just as much a part of this, if not slightly more, with the shit that he does, because he facilitates us being on the internet. Like, this is him. So shout out to him.
Thanks, buddy.
But you know, do something do it for yourself. Don't ever say I'm doing this for people that have kids. It's great if you say I'm doing this for my family or my kids. That's a good reason to have, but it shouldn't be the only reason. You should want to do good things for yourself. You need to do things for you. You need to take care of you, because how are you going to go through life and feel fulfilled and stuff if you're just constantly taking care of other people and not yourself? Which is another lesson that I've had to learn. That was another thing that's been a big coping mechanism, if you will, is just constantly fixing things, which was part of the problem with dating her, because I thought I could fix her. Like I said, good for her that she found a better way. But also, stay the fuck away from me.
It's good you got out of that, dude.
It was terrible. Yeah, I didn't Will Smith it. I wasn't staying with that forever. Also, on top of that, side note, she was very cheap. This bitch had millions of dollars in the bank, Derek. Millions with an M.
Shit,
she owned multiple houses. She had some family friend who was helping her manage that money. But like, she would still. I was working at fucking Lowe's for less than $12 an hour.
Yeah, I remember.
She still insisted that I paid for shit and all this stuff. And I'm like I'm fine with being chivalrous, but also like, you're rich. Like, what the fuck? I kind of flew off the handle on this one. You know, I'm just, like I said, I have been
I mean, you got real, man. It's fine. That's what we do here on the podcast.
Yeah.
Bro. We get real, and they kind of learn who the real you is. So
yeah.
People all have their problems and things that they overcome, and we get better for it, you know. And we love doing this pod, and we love our audience. So
yeah. I've just been very introspective this month, and it's like, it's something I wanted to share with you. I'm not trying to make it like a down thing. I'm just,
hey man, when this comes out, dude, it's gonna be the 30th, dude.
Yeah,
we have one more day, dude, and even today, the day that we're recording this, man, we're home stretch and on the back nine.
But like I said, I'm not gonna go crazy. I'd be lying if I said I probably won't have a couple of drinks when we go to Joshua Tree. I don't think I'm gonna go crazy. It's
for your birthday.
The whole point of all what I'm saying is, like, I feel better. I feel like I've found some higher purpose and a greater meaning to life, and I feel like drinking as much as I have previously, or as consistently as I have, takes away from that. Like, even though that shit, and this month has been just a constant, and I know I'm not the only one, man. Shout out to a whole bunch of my friends that I know. The October has just been a stressful month for everyone, dude. It's insane. Like, I know you included have been dealing with some shit. It's just been a crazy month, but it made me feel great, the fact that there were so many stressors, even more so than there have been the whole year, and I have been able to power through it, and I haven't broken and given up. But it is easy. But like, for the most part, like, going forward, I'm just gonna try to just be healthy. And if you're over on the Instagram, you can see, like, Daddy's been losing weight, dude. Like, I'm doing good too. So that's another motivator to stay away from, the booze all the fucking time, so I can look like 2024 Uncle Kyle is going to be a savage. Like, I'm going to be, all pods will be shirtless. All pods. I might even be in my underwear for a couple, just straight up. Let you get a look at the quads. I'll flex them things too. Shit. Oh boy.
All right, man. Well,
that's
a good one.
That's
dude.
pretty much it. Like I said, this pod took a turn that I did not think I was going in. I am sorry for getting cunty with you earlier, but I said, we could do a whole pod about the Jada and Will Smith shit.
I think we talked about it enough. I think people are sick of hearing about it and talking about it at this point too. But we just
I
gave her a
hope
little
you
two
are,
cents,
Natty Nation, because they're just poor.
Stop
Will
giving
Smith
her attention. That's
Jada.
what we need to do. Don't buy her book. Stop giving her attention, because the fact that she is in her 50s, she's still.
I think she is 50.
Okay, the fact she needs attention this badly, that she's gonna shit on her husband and still want to bring up all this shit to be like, look at me, my book.
Because she didn't get it for
Fuck
years.
her,
She was like, I was in the background and he was the star.
Fuck off.
Whatever. Get over yourself, Jada. Stop ruining your husband and your children's lives. Like I said, I don't care for the children that much either, but I do feel bad for them. What a fucking monster.
Yep.
Anyways, to close it out, kiss the office goodbye. It's been great, good times. This was our beginning. This place will always be sacred to me. The next episode you see us, we're going to be in the brand new studio. Ooh. Man, we almost have it all set up. One of the last things we have to do is just move everything over there and get all this gear set up over there. And then we're off to the fucking races. So we are super excited about that. We have been working so hard.
Let's go. We're stoked for the end of the year, and we're stoked for fucking the big things that happen in 2024, and to bring you fucking people along with us. Let's go.
Also, if you're still here with us at the end, and you can tell me what this jersey's from, what movie, I will Venmo you $10. You can literally, first person, tell me what movie this is from, and put your Venmo, and I will just send you $10
in the comments. Yeah, all right.
In the comments, just a last second challenge.
I like it, dude. Okay.
Yep.
For the people that made it this long, boom.
Yep. So, anyways,
hopefully all of you.
Hopefully all of you. I'm Uncle Kyle. That's my main man, Sweet Derek. Sorry for getting so heavy with you, but we will see you in the new studio next time. Like, subscribe, comment,
Later,
share.
Natty Nation. We love you guys
to
so
the moon.
much. To the moon. Let's go.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Naturals Pod. Please remember to follow us on your Twitter and Instagram accounts at the Naturals Pod. Do you have what it takes to join the Natty Nation? Like and subscribe to find out.